Hey guys, welcome to the Kahuna Strength Podcast, where we answer your strength and workout related questions. I'm your host, Kahuna Drew. Today's question is actually an email that I got, that I received. You can email us if you want at johnnykahuna@johnnykahuna.com. Just in the subject line, put Kahuna Strength. That way I know which email goes where. And this email, actually, in the subject line, she put, don't quote the Raven. So interesting, all right. But this is from Rachel Roth. She asks, or she writes, I've seen some of your posts where you say that the overuse of the F word in social media has gotten out of control or even lost its effectiveness. Can you expand on that and clarify by what you mean the F word's effectiveness? Okay. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, what she's referring to actually is a post that I had made a while back, or a meme. I don't know when that was I made it, but I've had a couple discussions with friends and about it, as a matter of fact, and about the F word use in social media. And don't get me wrong, I cuss. I mean, I curse quite a bit. I keep hitting this mic, shoot. Quite a bit, actually, especially in my personal life. What I'm referring to is the use of it, and I don't do a lot of it in social media in general. I just think that tends to actually take away from the brand or just generalize you. So the post, though, that she's referring to, on that meme, I wrote, using the F word to describe yourself as a man or a woman, or how hard your brand is on social media, doesn't set you apart. It groups you with all the other brands and the people that saturate social media with the overuse of the F word. So, which is exactly what I feel. I mean, I can't tell you how many times in a day, if I log into any of the social media accounts associated with the brand or even my own personal account, some of the stuff I see that astounds me, it's just all grouped together. It's the same stuff, especially in the fitness industry. It's getting a little out of hand. I don't know how many other brands are out there that start up, and the first thing they start posting is, effing killed it in the gym, or I have no SD or fucks to give, or whatever. And I'm going to cuss quite a bit, but it's a little ridiculous. It's especially if it'd be different, or you would be set apart if I didn't see it like every other person on the planet. I mean, it's almost like the hashtag Grr Mondays. I mean, you see that enough, you're kind of like, yeah, okay, I get it, whatever, and you just move on. So, and basically, let me make sure I'm referencing the right people. Social media breaks down into groups or pairs, and those groupings are, let's say, people who post about their life to share it, and then there's people who post about their life in an effort to monetize it. Then there's also people who just post, and then there's people who just do a lot of looking. They have accounts, but all they're really doing is just they're looking, or the commenters or the non-commenters. Then there's companies. When it comes to a company, there are companies who use it as a way to just push their product constantly, all the time. They're always selling. We get it. And then there's companies who use it as a way to communicate. And that is, they want to talk to their customers. They want to interact with their customers. I'll tell you right now, the majority of our sales comes from people who I have some sort of direct interaction with, or even indirect interaction with, through messages, commenting back and forth, talking about things. Those tend to generate more sales, which is what I'd rather do anyway. I want to connect with these guys. That's the whole point of all this. So what I was referring to in that post was to the half of these pairs who are just trying to monetize and just trying to sell. They're looking to make a quick buck, typically, which is really insulting to the brands of us out there that are not just trying to make a quick buck or just trying to make a big splash in the pond. It is good if we can have overnight success. That's always great, but you want that to sustain. You don't want just to be, just a one-hit wonder, basically. So, and there's a lot of this. I was going through some of my social media accounts the other day, looking at some of the people who have commented apparently on some old posts, and either the user's not found anymore, or they've changed their name and now they're some other type of brand, which is usually in the gym industry. It's usually one of those who comments, or especially on the Kahuna Strength stuff, it just gets ridiculous with the people who I'll post something for the brand, about motivating or something like that, or and trying to inspire you guys, or just to relate to you guys. And somebody will comment and say, nice, I see that you have a fitness page. I really like it. Me too. We should get together and you should check out my page and we can monetize this and we can sell this product. I'm like, seriously? You got to be kidding. That is such a overly generated thing. And you go to their page and it's saturated with, again, the typical gym stuff of, F the world. It's just me versus the world. No, it's not. There's like 6 billion people out there. So it's not just you versus the world, but good luck with that. Anyway, and I call these lesser brands because they're just trying to find a way to stand out as quick as possible. They're not looking to have any interaction with you as a consumer. They just want to sell you a shirt, a supplement, or whatever it is, be done with it. That's it. So they don't care about reoccurring sales. They don't care about the quality of your life, anything like that. So, and what better way basically to initially stand out and get followers or anything like that than to try and have some sort of edge, I guess you could say. And I mean, really, what easier way to try and have an edge than by adding the one word that tops them all? Basically, the one word that is definitely going to get you an R rating, and that's the F word. So next thing you know, all these lesser brands are tagging everything with it. I mean, I've only seen one or two other brands who use the F word to an extent that I guess kind of makes sense, or actually that it works for them, put it that way. One of the actual personal brands would be The Rock. And that is, you got to remember, The Rock, he uses the F word. He says fuck often. He does not say it overly often, though. And when he does, he uses it in a context, he uses it in a context that kind of doesn't make it so bad, I suppose you could say, and in a way that makes sense. I mean, if he posted something every day about F the world or F this or some sort of angry post, then we wouldn't watch him or even like the guy. But he's very charismatic about it. So, and there's one other brand that I actually look up to quite a bit, and the way they developed, and they use the F word quite a bit, and they started overusing it a little too much, and that's Flag Nor Fail. I watched that band, and you guys probably know it, over time. For the past couple of years, they've grown a lot. Now, one thing I can say is those guys work very hard and a lot, and they've had a lot of success. They've got a really good team around them. They've been very fortunate in a lot of instances. So, but don't get me wrong, they've put in a ton of work. So, but they were one of the brands that had to get in at the right time back when all this was just starting to explode. So, but again, you can't deny someone who puts in the work for it. So that's amazing right there, and that's inspiring. So. And they still use it, and sometimes they overuse it a little bit, but now they have a following that is core to them. And that's one thing they were very much into when they were using the F word a lot. They were using it in a way that actually people really could relate to, that they were actually interacting with these people back and forth. I mean, their customer service was on top. So that's not someone that I would consider a lesser brand. The lesser brands, again, are the ones out there in social media that are just trying to hit a one-hit wonder. They're going to disappear in a little bit. And it's tough to differentiate between the two, which one's a bigger brand, which one's a smaller brand, because we find that sort of safety in the bigger brands, and that we would, rather have that safety net there. I mean, a lot of people say that they like the behind the scenes of a small operation, but really all they're wanting to see are the big and the fun times. The ones I get the most hits on are when I'm out doing things that I like to do, really enjoying life. If I had to sit here and videotape for the past 2 hours, me recording this podcast, I don't know how entertaining that would be. Or watching me print shirts all day long, or watching me pay invoices and sit down at a desk and answer emails. These are things that I have to get done or go do a moving job, but no one really wants to see that. And the reason being, I mean, that's largely due because you guys experience enough of that in your own daily life. You have enough hard work in your own daily life. Last thing you want to do is see more of it. So, but don't get me wrong, that happens on a daily basis. So, but I just try to show you guys the highlights as much as we can. So if you want to support a small brand, we're definitely a small brand that's growing every time, and we greatly appreciate it. And that's just a personal issue that I try not to overuse the F word. Just with anything, I wouldn't want to overuse whatever it is just to make a quick buck. My biggest selling point is to actually reach out, connect with you guys, answer these emails, these questions that you guys have directly as much as I can. If I build a backlog, then I'll just keep working harder and harder at it. So anyway, thanks again, man. And to the lesser brands out there, how about you just try to connect more personally to your customers? Fucking try that for once. All right, thanks you guys for listening, by the way. Thank you for your questions. Make sure you reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Kahuna Strength. Make sure you check us out online. Go order some stuff at www.kahunastrength.com. I'll actually print the stuff there myself, and I'll ship it to you myself. So thank you guys again. Remember, you are the power of an island.